right, now I'm going to show you how to make one of my crowd-pleasing pizzas from using my easy peasy pizza dough that I showed you in that video. I actually take a little bit, I already did this, but I'm just going to show you just a little tiny bit of olive oil. Put it on my hands. It just makes it easier to work with. Makes the dough easier to form. So, it comes out of the bag, the vegetable bag, so easily, and you don't have to worry about any cleanup. All right, and then I just kind of flip it back and forth and work with it. Now, if you're not comfortable with this, you can put it on a board and roll it out using a rolling pin. But when you use the bread flour, like I did in the Easy Peasy Pizza Dough video that I put out, the dough stretches easier and you won't poke holes in it that way as if you used, all-purpose flour. So I just get it going. Now you can twirl it a little bit. You don't have to. Whatever works for you. You want to just keep my knuckles are down, my fingers are down so that I'm not poking a hole in it. Now that's it. Flop it on the tray. Okay, because it was getting too thin in the middle. So you can put it on the tray and now you can just press it in. No problem. It won't taste any different, I don't think, if you press it into your tray like this, as opposed to rolling it and laying it in or trying to form it the way you see them at your favorite pizza shops. And when I put in the tray now, what I want to do is make sure that the edges aren't too thick. You know, I don't want really just thick edges where there's not really going to be any cheese. Okay, so this looks pretty good. That's all you have to do, just press it in. All right, now the only thing that I would say is to be careful that your middle, what you're striving for, is that you don't want this middle to be too terribly thin, okay, so that it'll kind of tear, or when you bite into the pizza, you don't want super thin here and much thicker here. So you're just trying to get it evenly, okay, into your pan. That's it. Okay, now for this rosemary pizza that I'm making, I just take whole milk mozzarella. This is a 16-ounce bag. And kind of spill it on there. It's shredded already, and I like the whole milk. If I'm going to put the work into making the pizza, I'm going to use the whole milk cheese. It really does make a difference. Okay, so now we just spread it all across as evenly as you could get it. No exact science. All right, and now I have put together in this cup, this is 4 tablespoons of olive oil with 2 tablespoons of rosemary. Okay, mix it up. And I also like to use the rosemary that's a little bit longer strand. You can get some that's like really crushed up. I like a little bit longer strand. Now I'll just kind of sprinkle it on. Your goal is to not have big clumps. So if it's clumping too much, depending on your rosemary that you're using, it's going to be a little bit different. You can just kind of flick it on. I don't know what other word to use other than to flick it around your pizza, okay? And if you have too big of a chunk, pick it up. It's okay. Pick it up. No big deal. Pick it up. Just try to spread it out a little bit for yourself. All right, there we go. That looks pretty nice. Try to get it even. There we go. Break up those clumps. And if you want heavier rosemary, you could add another tablespoon of rosemary to it. Next, I take sage. Ground sage, couple sprinkles, just so it's not one note. Little bit of salt, sprinkle here or there, and black pepper. ground black pepper. There we go. That's a nice little color. And again, it's not just the one note of rosemary pizza, of the rosemary on the pizza, I should say. And that's it. This is ready for the oven. I'm gonna put it in at 425, and I'm gonna check it at 14 minutes on my oven. That's what I would, depending on your oven, check it at 14 minutes and see how it looks. I like it to be a little bit browned. That way, I'm pretty sure once it's a little bit browned, then I know it'll be cooked through also. And I'll show you that once I put it through the oven, and I'll show you the end result. All right, so 14 minutes. After 14 minutes in my oven, I checked the pizza, and I thought it could use about another minute. I basically like to see a tiny bit of color around the outer edges. So I put it in for another minute, and now this looks perfect, and it is ready to set for a couple minutes to cool, and then get ready to cut and serve. Enjoy.